Up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Now today we're taking on ToA 100. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to talk a little bit about my team, walk you through what I'm doing, and why I like this team for ToA. So first things first, when I start here, I like to have my Bella fast enough to outpace the first go of the team. So I use Bella as an attack bar booster before I ever have taken any damage. And I'm doing that because I'm trying to crowd control the majority of this team to stop them, specifically the Fire Incubus or Succubus, from reducing my cooldowns or increasing my cooldowns, depending on how you look at it. And then I'm trying to stop the A6 from getting a shield. So unfortunately, the A6 did get their shield off, which is a bummer, but it's not the end of the world because I can still go after them. So I still like to take the A6 out. I think the shield is a harder thing to deal with than the skill cooldown from the Succubus. And because I've got Sigmaris on my team, I've got a pretty good chance of crowd controlling the Succubus from my elemental advantage. So that's kind of what I'm going for here. And then I've got my Bella and my Mav on Violent Runes that I've obtained just from some entry level DB10 and from the game itself. Something worth noting is that I've obtained all of these runes that I'm using today prior to clearing ToA 100. So you do not have to clear ToA 100 to get these runes, but you do want to be clearing DB10, which I'll probably make a video for in the near future. So this is just me kind of clearing through. I have my, I'll show you the runes that I have them on after we finish, but just a couple of things that are worth noting is that I'm working hard to get rid of those A6 first, and then crowd control everyone from taking too many turns or using their skill 3s. So I'm just really being strategic and taking them out with DOTs and taking them out in an order that makes the most sense. So when I am doing Trial of Ascension, I balance the skills that the other team is using with what I call MPT, the most pressing threat. So the most pressing threat is basically the monster who's going to go next, right? Or the monster who has a skill that's really going to take advantage of me and is going to stop me from getting off a good turn. So I always pay attention to most pressing threat. And then once I've got a team to the point where they're almost dead, I stop using my third skills as much as possible because I want to reserve those 2 second and third skills for the next level. So when I get to this point, I tend to use the Wings of Wind from Mav to cool down the entire team. And then I try to just use S1 skills to round out my completion of this stage, if you will. So I'm just using skill 1s to take out these A6 and the Fire Succubus. And I'm focusing on which one is the most pressing threat. And now I've cleared it. So again, I'm going to be on this stage, and Bella's going to go first. I'm going to use that Mobilize to get an attack bar boost. Again, if your Bella in your team has speed over 200, you don't have to do that. But because my team is a little bit slower, I do have to do that. So my goal with this is this level is to take out the Vanessas as quick as possible, which are the fire monsters that you see right here. I want to take out those Vanessas as quick as possible because, number one, they've got that defense break that they're going to land on my Mav, and if 2 or 3 of them go in a row, they're basically going to shut my Mav down and destroy him. So I want to crowd control them and stop them from going. But I also want to kill them first because they have a passive that revives an ally. So you're going to see I'm about to take this out, and she's going to revive, which is kind of a bummer. And she's going to revive with increased attack. So what I like to do is essentially go right for those Vanessas. And I like to make sure that they don't have the ability to kind of take me out, so to speak. So I'm going to try real quick to stop this other Vanessa from going after my Mav. But my Mav is doing okay. We're going to see if we can save her here with a heal from Bella. And then we're going to use the Provoke that Mav has to try and heal him a little bit. So again, I've got all the Vanessas crowd controlled at the moment, so that's good. And whoever dies next is going to revive again because there's 2 Vanessas with that passive, right? So you want to be mindful that you're also paying attention to who's going to die next and come back with increased attack. So I'm going to use this provoke on him, and then I think we're going to be in a really good position here. Perfect. So I am going to stop using my skill 2 and 3s now, with the exception of Bella, because I want to heal up that Mav if possible. But I'm just going to use skills 1 and 2 to clear this level. Okay, so this brings us to Ath'taros. Now, Ath'taros is pretty decent and relatively hard to kill. So a couple of things worth noting about this is, number 1, I would put a defense break on him as soon as possible, but pay attention because the crystal on the left disturbs your HP recovery, and the crystal on the right increases the attack bar of the boss every time it gets a turn. So I want to take out that crystal on the right as soon as possible, because if it increases his attack bar, it gives him another chance to go. And if he gets another chance to go, he's going to take me out. So first thing I'm going to do is try and land a defense break on him. I don't land it, so I'm going to try and decrease his attack bar with Beretta, which also doesn't land. So now when it's Viro's turn, I'm immediately going to focus on this tower. Now, because there's no defense break, I'm probably not going to use Sigmaris's skill 2. I'm just going to use skill 1 to continue to attack that crystal. Now, what you will notice is that his attacks are very strong, and they also land a defense break. So you want to make sure that every time you go, before he has another chance to go, you're making sure that your Viro gets a chance to move. Because if your Viro doesn't go, you can't restore, you can't, I should say, you can't increase your health and remove that negative effect from his passive if he doesn't have a chance to go. Now, if you declare war on Ath'taros, it might seem like a good idea because you've got Mav in there and you're going to, you're going to get him to just hit Mav. But the reality is he's got AoE attacks. So even if you provoke him, it doesn't matter. But you do essentially, well, sorry, it is going to provoke him, but he's going to do so much damage that you need to make sure you get that defense break back on him. And you want to make sure that you stop him from going again. So at this point, I'm going to just continue to try and take out this second crystal with some DOTs. And you can see that we have that heal break that landed. Not the end of the world because we're going to have Viramos go in a second here. But I am going to use that frozen orb on him. I'm not going to heal because there's a heal break in place, right? So I don't want to heal when I can't actually heal the team. But I am going to use Turbulence on him to try and decrease his attack bar and stop him from going again. Okay? So I'm going to use Wings of Wind to continue to refresh the team. I'm going to immobilize because I want everybody at a good HP before anything bad happens. I'm going to continue focusing my stronger attacks on here. But I like this frozen orb, it scales on max HP. So because I've got a defense break on Ath'taros and that crystal's about to go anyway, I'm going to use that attack on him to really decrease his attack bar. And then I'm going to use Phoenix Fury to get some more DOTs on that crystal. Now that crystal is going to go in a second here, and it's going to take some pretty hefty damage. And I'm just going to continue to take this crystal out. But I do want to get that defense break back on Ath'taros. Heal everybody up. I'm not going to use Turbulence yet because I think I'm going to get another turn before he goes again. I am going to use that because it's an HP scaling skill. And we're just going to keep on going for this right tower. So basically, it's really important that you get rid of this right tower because every time this right tower takes a turn, there's a good chance that Ath'taros is going to take another turn. So you want to continue to take out this tower. Frozen Orb I'm going to use on him because it's an HP scaling skill. And what you'll notice is that every time you hit Ath'taros, he counterattacks. And part of his counterattack heals him. So you just want to be mindful that every time you're hitting him, that he's also taking some health back. Now, I am going to take out this left crystal as well because I'm a huge advocate that you want to get rid of those crystals as much as possible because that HP recovery disturbing can sometimes just come at the worst possible time. So you want to try to take this crystal out. So we're going to land some more damage over times to this crystal. I am going to... I'm not going to heal yet, but I am going to try and get a defense break on Ath'taros. And then I'm going to use Wings of Wind to hopefully make sure that Beretta can use his skill 3. So you can see that HP discovery or recovery just came at a bad time. Hopefully we're going to land that attack bar reduction. Perfect. So I don't need to heal my team right now. What you will notice is that each of these DOTs does 5% damage. So this is 25% right here. And this is less than 25% of the HP. So I no longer have to focus on that center or on that left crystal. I can now focus on the boss in the center. And what you'll notice is that every time you hit him, like I said, he counters and heals a little bit. So some people, like Mav, if your attack's not high enough, he's actually healing more than you're attacking him, which can be a bummer. But if you keep Sigmaris alive and you keep that defense break on him, what's nice about this is that you can see, like I said, that provoke doesn't really make a difference. But if you continue to focus on him and use Sigmaris' HP scaling attacks with a defense break from Bella, you're ultimately going to complete this level unscathed. So we're just going to continue to keep this party going. We've almost defeated Ath'taros. And we're going to use an attack bar reduction. The other thing is you want to continue to use that turbulence on him to stop that attack bar from increasing. You want to keep a defense break on him. And when it's, I don't actually know which one hits harder. I believe it's Ice Volcano versus Frozen Orb, but I just really like the Frozen Orb hit. I'm just partial to that. So I've got that Frozen Orb hit that's going to take him out. And then I am going to have that Ice Volcano that's probably going to pretty close to take him out of commission. So I'm going to heal up. And I'm not going to use a skill 2 or 3 from Sigmaris right now. And the reason is he doesn't have a defense break. And without a defense break, it's not going to do as much damage. So I'm going to wait until I can get a defense break landed on him. Perfect. And even if I lose my Sigmaris here, which I might, we'll probably still take him out. And just like that, we cleared ToA 100. So this is a very farmable team. You will 100% get a Mav from Mystical Scrolls. You can get Bella from the SD. I've got a video on my channel that I'll link below as to how to actually get a Vero in 48 hours. Beretta you can fuse, and Sig you can fuse. So yes, it takes a little time to acquire this team, but they're very worth having. And I'll just show you real quick. I've got Beretta on Despair Energy with HP plus HP %. So not even the best runes you can have for Beretta, but I do want him on Crowd Control. I've got my Viramos on all Violent. You could have Violent Energy, but I just happen to use the runes that were given to me for fusing him in the game. Bella I've got on Violent Broken, which I've gotten those from GB10 or from the game tutorials. Same thing with Mav. I fused a couple of Violent runes from events and from DB10. And then Sig I have on Fatal Blade. So there you have it. That is how to clear Trial of Ascension 100. So one last thing that we're going to do as a surprise for ending this video is we actually cleared the Summoner's Way and got a Trans Scroll. So we're going to see if we get 1 or 2 Nat 5s going on here, and we're going to summon them together. So let's wrap up this video with a super mini summoning session. Let's start with Oh, we might have to buy... I don't have enough mana because I was leveling up runes to actually do this video. And we may have to go buy a little bit of mana, which is always a bad thing. But I think we're going to do it anyway because we just got 100 crystals. We might as well spend them to get the things we need to summon. So we just grab that trans scroll out of my box, and let's see if we get a 5-star from our legendary scroll. So let's see what happens. Cross your fingers. It's a 4-star. Who is it? It's Herzlvig. So decent monster, okay for GB10, but what we're really excited about is this Transcendence Scroll. So we don't have enough mana stones. We're going to go ahead and recharge them. Don't judge me for that move. I just got those crystals, so I'm fine spending them because I want to see who our 5-star monster is. And just like that, we got the Water Monkey King. Actually a pretty decent monster. Best for PvP, so we're not going to get a ton of use out of him now. But there you have it, a 5-star monster, a ToA 100 clearance. And I just want to encourage you, if you haven't already, make sure to do me a quick favor. Slap that subscribe button, hit the like, and let me know. Leave me a comment below and tell me if you enjoyed this video. I will link below to the rune guide as well about what runes to use, best runes. And if you haven't already, the last thing I want to do is tell you that we did start a Discord channel for this YouTube channel. So if you want to stay connected to our community, you want to chat, you want to share pictures, you want to show me what's going on inside your account, and you want to have connection with me and other people in the community, you'll definitely want to join our Discord server, which I will link in the description below. So get out there, like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, and until next time, you know the drill. Keep gaming bananas.